Remember Happy Gilmore? Well, he's making news on the golf course again.
What if Happy Gilmore didn't come back to win, but just to remember?
I don't golf no more, brother.
What Netflix won't tell you about Happy Gilmore 2's real message. Remember that unhinged guy in a hockey jersey who yelled at golf balls and made us believe chaos had a purpose? Yeah, that was Happy Gilmore. That was 1996. Fast forward to 2025, and things feel different. Not just for him, but for us too. Happy Gilmore 2 isn't just a sequel. It's a trip back to a version of comedy that doesn't exist anymore. But here's the twist. Instead of reviving that wild spirit, the film quietly asks, what happens to the rebel when the world moves on? This movie doesn't roar, it sighs. And sometimes that sigh says more than all the shouting ever could. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't a goozy comedy with a golf club and a one-liner every 5 seconds. It's more like a reflection, with a few pratfalls sprinkled in. We find Happy older, slower, and dealing with stuff that can't be fixed with a hockey stick swing. But then something happens that pulls him back into the game, not because he wants to win, but because someone else believes in him. There's a new league, new villains, a flashy corporate vibe that feels way too familiar if you've been online in the past 5 years. But here's the kicker. Happy's not just playing against people. He's playing against time, against memory, against the version of himself that we all remember and secretly miss. Happy Gilmore was never just a funny guy with anger issues. He was chaos wrapped in denim, a blue-collar misfit who stumbled into a rich man's game and broke every rule with a grin. In the 90s, that was revolutionary. He mocked tradition, punched elitism in the face, and gave the working-class underdog a voice, even if that voice screamed, "You suck," at a golf ball. But in Happy Gilmore 2, comedy is no longer used to rebel. It's used to reflect. Happy doesn't fight the system now, he's inside it. Older, quieter, part of the machine he once mocked. The joke isn't on the elites anymore. The joke is how far we've all come and how far we've given in. Sequels often chase legacy, but what happens when legacy is fading and memory itself is unreliable? Happy's not just older, he's haunted, not by ghosts, but by echoes of who he used to be and what the world expected from him. He even says it.
I don't know if I can, Johnny.
This isn't just about age, it's about meaning, about trying to recreate a past that wasn't meant to last forever. Every sequel is an act of resurrection, but this one feels like a reluctant one. Like even Happy knows he's being brought back not to shine, but to sell. What does it mean to return not as a hero, but as a memory in high definition? This film quietly answers. It means letting go of immortality, accepting that some stories don't continue, they echo. Hey, if this got you thinking even a little, hit like and subscribe. Let's keep going. His daughter is a breath of fresh air, sharp, grounded, and just enough real to pull us back in when the movie floats too far into fantasy. Oscar, the new caddy, chaos in human form. Imagine the spirit of early Sandler, but louder, Gen Z-fied, and totally unpredictable. It works, most of the time. And then there's the villain, a man who doesn't shout, but everything about him smells like money, branding, and power you can't wash off. These characters aren't deep in the literary sense, but they serve their purpose. They reflect who Happy was and who he refuses to become. Let's be real, this is a Netflix comedy. Don't expect Scorsese-level cinematography. Most shots are safe, flat, and built for people watching on their phones. But there are moments. One scene under the moonlight, the vibe is completely different. Happy's outside his house with John Daly. No jokes, no soundtrack, just two men, older now, facing a life that doesn't laugh back anymore. There's also a weirdly touching cemetery scene. We won't spoil it, but it's more heartfelt than a movie like this has any right to be. What's wild is that sometimes it feels like the film knows it's part of the problem, like it's winking at us. Yeah, we know we're milking the past, but you clicked, didn't you? And yeah, we did. Okay, let's talk about the big picture. This movie exists because the internet loves nostalgia, because Netflix loves IP, because we, the viewers, keep asking for just one more. But here's where it gets interesting. Happy Gilmore 2 isn't totally blind to that. It kind of admits it. You can feel it in the way it recycles jokes, in the way it brings back old faces just to have them wave at the camera.
Everybody needs money.
It's not just a sequel, it's a self-aware brand extension, a product that knows it's a product. And that's either clever or depressing. Maybe both. And Sandler? He's not the outsider anymore. He's the system now. The guy who once mocked structure is now running a content empire with his friends and family on payroll. But hey, would you say no to that deal? Happy Gilmore 2 is dripping with branding. Logos, cameos, callbacks. But instead of hiding it, the film leans in. This isn't a glitch, it's the message. Even our memories are marketable now. And yet, beneath the product placement and fan service, there's something more anxious. A fear of irrelevance, of aging out, of becoming background noise in a world obsessed with youth. Happy is that fear, personified. Still standing, but no longer shouting. He's us, trying to matter in a world that's moved on. The script tries to do a lot. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But it's honest about one thing. This isn't 1996 anymore. There's still humor, sure, you'll laugh. But it's not the same kind of laugh. Less belly, more bittersweet. You get moments where Happy hides liquor in a cucumber. Yeah, really. That kind of absurdity is still alive. But between the gags, there are quiet moments. Scenes where characters just sit, or remember, or look tired in a way that feels too real. The story's split into two clear halves, the fall and the climb back up. But neither is rushed, sometimes too slow even. What the script gets right is this. It doesn't pretend Happy is the same guy. It lets him age, it lets him struggle. And that's braver than it seems. So, is Happy Gilmore 2 a good movie? It depends. If you wanted the raw, ridiculous chaos of 1996, you'll be disappointed. That lightning doesn't strike twice. But if you're okay with a quieter, more self-aware version, if you're okay with watching a rebel reflect instead of rage, then there's something here. This movie doesn't try to outdo the original. It doesn't even try to match it. It just walks beside it. Like a friend showing up late, older, maybe a little tired, but still smiling. It's not a comeback. It's a reminder. And maybe that's enough. In the end, Happy is less of a punchline, more of a question. What happens when the rebel survives, but the rebellion is over? If this story brought something back, a memory, a feeling, a question, let us know. Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Das Danica. We break down movies that stay with you long after the credits roll.